see the bees, and I've got a little PVC pipe adapter screwed into the bottom of the base, and it goes out through this pipe out the window, and you can kind of, yeah, there was a bee that just went in it, but there's a lot. It has a feeder here on the side. It's a mason jar feeder. It's just a normal mason jar with holes poked in the lid. You can kind of see there I sandwiched two pieces of wood together, and I put hardware cloth in between, so that if I were to, when you pull this off, there's hardware cloth underneath. I'll show you that real quick. There's what it looks like with the jar pulled off, and you can see the bees in there eating. When I pulled the jar off, it spilled a little bit of the syrup, and so they're eating it. But they go, let's see if I can get it to focus. There you go. And you can see there's a hole there, and that hole leads through this little piece right here, which is hollow on the inside, underneath this frame, which has a hole in it. There you can see the bees going in and out, and so that's how they get to the feeder. So it only holds 4 frames, so the first 2 frames I put in there were full of brood, and a lot have hatched out. You can see there's a lot of holes in the pattern now, but that's because a lot hatched out. It was a pretty solid pattern of brood. And if you look, you can see they're already making quite a few queen cells. Let me turn the light off and try to focus. There we go. There's a queen cell right there that they're making. And here's another cluster of queen cells. Now they're covered up by bees right now. There they are. See those cells that are protruding out. This frame is not a very nice looking piece of comb. It has some waves in it. It's not real straight, but I wanted to see how they would draw this out. I really want to watch them draw it out completely. And also, I'm sure you can't see because it's just too small, but it was absolutely chock full of eggs. And so I wanted to make sure they had plenty of eggs in order to, raise their new queen. Because when I put them in here, I left the queen back in the original hive. This frame up here at the top is just all honey. So I gave them 1 frame full of honey. But like I said, it will hinge, so we can see the backside too. And there's more. Well, let me show you here. There's some queen cells they've started on that one, but they've kind of abandoned them. They started them, and then now they're not working on those up there as much as they are that one and the other one I showed you. I'll show you the backside here. On the backside, there's another queen cell they've abandoned. Here I put a wire strand support from the bottom corner to the top corner along the back, just for a little extra support, because I know as it gets heavier with more honey in here, more bees, it's going to put a lot of strain on that frame. So I put that on there. But the whole thing cost me, I think, $77 altogether. Of that, $45 of it was the glass. The rest of the cost was in the that wire strand, the mirror clip here. These mirror clips are what hold the glass up against the wood. But by doing it this way and just having the glass flush against the wood, the width of my frame that I cut here is my bee space. And so I was able to get the exact bee space I wanted in between the glass just by doing it this way. But the mirror clips, they weren't very much, like $4 or $5. The hinges were kind of expensive. Those are gate hinges, and I think these were like $20 there. So, $65 of it was the glass and the hinges, and then the rest was just miscellaneous little things. The wood was all 2x4s and 2x6s I had laying around. It didn't cost me anything. But that is it. That's the observation hive, and it's not perfect, but for the price, I'm pretty happy with it.